I'm sorry, Mom. I really am.
Mom, I think you should know now that I've been reading One Direction fan fiction, and when you told me that Dad died and they took my phone away, I thought that you guys were getting mad at me for reading One Direction fan fiction.
So brave of you to say that. Welcome, friends.
Hi guys. If you're new here, I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie.
And together we make Alex and Annie.
I gotta work on that. So, it's a very special night. First of all, join us. We're having tea and cookies. The cookies are cookies. The tea
is something that I brewed with my certificate of...
What, the American Bartending School?
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
Isn't that good?
That's juice.
Yeah. Did I show these? Tea time, we have cookies.
So today, we thought we'd read some Attack on Titan fan fiction. I don't want to say not good, because this is someone's work. It's out there. I think it's safe to say all of these are pretty out there.
I have not read any of it. Annie was the one who has read it.
I
feel like
AO3
this
account.
is... Do you really?
No. Who said that? What? No. I use specific filters to find the lowest rated ones.
Okay. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, I can't.
The first one is a Marco fanfiction. Do you want to just like popcorn read?
Sure.
Alright, so the summary. Marco is having a bad day. Raina has friends over, and Marco makes a poor choice in the wardrobe department.
Okay.
I think this is alternate universe fanfic, by the way.
You think?
Marco is sighted in said clothes. One of the guests makes Marco feel tingly inside.
Also, if we cringe, we have to take a drink.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
How do you say Marco's last name?
I was about to... That's why I asked you if you wanted to start.
But Marco was having a difficult day. He slept through his crappy late night / early morning shift and had only barely convinced his boss that he had been sick by dropping the phone in the bathroom and pretending to puke. That alone had been harrowing, as his boss still yelled at him for another 20 minutes about personal hygiene. His roommate, Reiner Brown, a tall, burly guy, had then basically guilt-tripped him into making a 3-course meal to serve as the blonde's lunch. After spending all of his extra energy making food, it wasn't surprising that Marco had slipped in the shower. That was supposed to relax his sore muscles. With another injury to add to his aching neck, he had tried to get some homework done. Alas, the world seemed to hate him that day, and his MacBook died 3 minutes after it was first turned on. Now, Marco was an optimistic and sweet person, but by this point, he had decided he was done with life.
Same.
I was like, Marco was done with life in the show. He was done with life and had crawled back into bed, where he slept for another 4 hours.
Marco slowly woke up, aware of voices in the rooms below him. Probably Rhino watching TV. He stretched and groaned. The pain in his neck seemed to have gone away. At least he had that much.
At least he still had his neck.
Yeah, in this fic he lives. Looking down at himself, Marco realized he'd been wearing the same clothes for 14 hours. Slightly disgusted, he looked around his room for something to wear. The only thing he could find that were clean were a pair of SpongeBob boxers and a shirt that said... Honestly, that was the part I skimmed where I'm like, this is going in. And a shirt that had "Say Hey If You're Gay" written in cheerful rainbow letters down the front. They were rather embarrassing. But they were soft and comfortable, and not to mention clean. But he still had a problem. He hadn't eaten for 5 hours. And that left him wearing rather provocative and embarrassing clothing, with the possibility of people downstairs between Marco and the kitchen. He swore under his breath, then realized that he really didn't care at this point, and opened the door to venture into the great unknown. His kitchen? He was fine down the hallway, down the stairs, past the living room, where the voices were coming from. It was now evident that Raina had friends over. And into the kitchen. The voices made him pause. He didn't know them. He thought if Raina had anyone over, it would be Bertolt.
Spelled Bertolt so wrong!
Bertolt. That's the Americanized version. He shrugged it off. Now he needed to focus on getting food and getting back to his room without being seen. Me? Marco stopped, surveying his new kingdom of food. He rushed to the freezer and grabbed a popsicle.
His new kingdom of food. He went grocery shopping, probably.
And he's like, I haven't eaten in 5 hours. Let me grab a popsicle. Immediately unwrapping it and shoving it in his mouth.
Oh, kinky.
Then he grabbed a handful of M&Ms and a bag of chips. There we go. That's my kind of girl dinner. He turned to the door and made for the stairs. Unfortunately, sometimes people group around the stairs to say goodbyes. This was one of those times. Marco stood trapped behind the 3 boys.
One, he easily recognized as Rhina, with his loud laughter and his broad back. The other 2 he didn't know. One had messy brown hair and tan skin. He appeared to be talking passionately about something.
Oh.
The other boy had 2-toned hair and an undercut. Something about this boy made Marco blush. Brushing off all of these thoughts, Marco tried to figure out a way to get around these humans in between him and his room.
Okay. Have you ever encountered a group of people and thought, I must get around these humans?
That's me when I go to Times Square. They had yet to notice him, still wrapped up in their own conversation. Finally, Marco just launched himself past them and made a mad dash for the stairs. He made it 3/4 up the stairs before one of them said something that caught his attention. He froze and turned around. Repeat that, please? The one with the 2-tone hair was grinning in a cocky way up at him. Hey, he repeated. Marco was incredibly confused. Why would the guy say hey? And why in such a weird way? Then he remembered. He groaned out loud and started down the stairs, towards the boy.
Oh.
What happened next, he blamed on sleep deprivation. Marco reached down and pulled the boy's face close to his.
Huh?
Using one hand to hold the popsicle he had been sucking on.
I forgot he had a popsicle in his mouth.
He leaned very close to the stranger's face and whispered, "Get out of my house." Just loud enough for everyone to hear. Then he fled up the stairs, his cheeks flushing crimson as he ran to his room and locked the door. The room below him exploding with Rhina and the brown boy hair, The room below him exploding with Rhina and the brown-haired boy's laughter.
So to recap, this man comes downstairs in SpongeBob boxers and a shirt that says, "Hey, I'm gay," or something like that.
Oh, that's why the guy said hey, I think, probably.
Oh, say hey if you're gay. Yeah, so he's wearing that.
So the guy said hey because he is gay.
Oh, and then Marco's response was to get up close. Be like, "Get out of my house." How homophobic of him.
Do you know that meme where it's 2 people sitting like this and it's like when you've been kissing someone, but it's like their eyes don't do anything too. It's
like looking in his in 0.5.
Yes, exactly. So the guy said hey because he's probably gay. Also, who is he? Maybe Jean?
I thought that was supposed to be Eren for a second. I don't know.
Well, he said undercut in 2 tones. I think it might be Jean. Because remember, those 2 were the closest in the show.
But then, who's the brown-haired boy?
Probably Eren. But Eren has, dark hair.
Yeah, I want to see what date this was posted. This was posted almost on the dot 9 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, 2015.
Oh, I was right. It's Marco, Jean, Eren, and Rhina.
Oh, okay.
What would we rate that if we had to rate it?
On a scale from 1 to 10? Oh, yes, of course.
Just top it off, please.
Yes, T for 2.
T for 2. Thank you.
Yeah. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
Yeah. I would rate it a solid 5.
Yeah, very middle of the road here.
Yeah, because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
I definitely believe someone who loves anime wrote it.
Oh my god, this next one.
Oh yeah, let's see what's next. Let's play a love game.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, this one's called, let's play a love game. It is a Erwin/reader fanfic. Erwin, sorry. Erwin. Oh, and this one's not safe for work.
Oh, good. Even better.
The tags are, okay, so this is not safe for work. Erwin brainwash. Erwin. Brain rot recently. PWP. Porn with plot. That's it.
Rating explicit.
Oh, great. Summary. This is a super short and nothing serious. Just wanted some intense emotions with intense sex without any background or repercussions. I am too lazy to write about the background or repercussions.
posted in 2022. This was posted on my birthday.
Ah, happy
I love
birthday.
that. 7/27 in 2022. The birthday that sucked.
Aw, well,
I should have read this to make me feel better.
You should have. That's all right. This is my birthday present to you this year.
Thank you, bestie.
Okay, I gotta get my porn voice.
You don't. You don't. I promise you.
As I unbutton my shirt.
Buttoned.
As I oh, she's dressing, not undressing.
Yeah.
See, immediately I'm putting the porn filters on.
You're like, ooga. Take
Erwin,
it off.
what's that?
What a first YouTube.
Mom, I'm sorry. You're so lucky your dad killed himself.
My dad is looking up, looking down. He is looking down from heaven. That's it.
As I buttoned my shirt, I looked over at Erwin. He was still in the same position on the chair, shirt off. Ooh. I looked away, ashamed. I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't have said I love you when he inside me.
Me.
I did technically cringe there.
I want to preface that I have not done that. I'm a virgin.
I cursed under my breath as I got my Survey Corps jacket on. I pulled my hair out from under the jacket and brushed off any dust that collected on it. You were fucking for that long that dust collected?
Please read the next thing.
I was going to marry Levi tomorrow. I had to leave now. Things were already awkward enough as it was, much less with a love confession added to the mix. When I looked at Erwin's slouched form, I saw him staring back at me. Erwin. How long? I looked away again. Trying to preserve my last shred of dignity, I played stupid. What do you mean, how long? His facial expression didn't change. How long have you had these feelings? I mustered up the courage to look back at his intense gaze. Since I first came here?
His expression instantly morphed into shock. 6 years? You've known for 6 years? He sprang up from his desk and cleared the distance between us in 2 large strides. And you never fucking told me? I didn't think it would change anything. I thought you wouldn't feel the same. Tears were starting to form in the corner of my eyes, blurring my vision. I've been in love with you since I first saw you. Since I first scouted you and Levi. Why the fuck didn't you say anything? My head went blank with his confession, and I didn't notice my tears streaming down my cheek until I felt wetness on my neck.
On my neck. Oh, it's
What? Fuck. This is all so fucked up. You're getting married tomorrow. This is so wrong. Levi is my best friend. He walked back over to his desk and slammed his fist on it. He sat down in his chair again. God, why couldn't you have let me know? This time my mouth began to function again. Why didn't I say anything? Why couldn't you have? I stormed over to his chair. Feelings go both ways, asshole! He took his head out of his palm and looked at me again with the intensity of planning battle strategies. I crossed my arms. Levi is in love. Sorry! I skimmed. Levi is in love with you. Erwin, you and me fuck regularly. Do you think I do that with anyone? Well, apparently you're gonna marry just about anyone too.
I guess.
Also, I think I'm offended that she is doing my Levi this dirty.
I know. How, like, as if you would ever cheat on Levi.
No!
No.
You take over.
Okay.
I'm pissed now.
I don't fucking know at this point. You lied about having feelings. So did you, dipshit. To protect Levi. No. I think it's to protect yourself from getting close to anyone. I pulled my head closer to him so I could shout louder. You and I are close! Erwin matched my movement. Not close enough to talk about our relationship, but close enough for you to fuck me without guilt? You're unbelievable, and you're impossible! He and I were inches away from each other at this point. I grabbed his face and started kissing him again.
Yep.
He grabbed my back and pulled me into his lap.
Oh.
Wait, he's standing though.
No, he's at, oh wait.
Yeah, he got up, in 2 large strides, he walked over to you.
But he went back.
Oh, that's, to slam
his fist and then he sat back down.
Okay.
But then he got closer too, so maybe she was like this and then he was like this.
Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense. Sometimes I ignore choreography in a scene. His shirt was still off and he started working on taking off mine. And
She had just put it back on.
yeah, dude, come on. I grinded into his lap while he kissed me along my neck. I brought my mouth close to his ear and whispered, I hate you. Oh, but 10 minutes ago he said you love him. So.
Especially when he was up in there. Like, now that you're hollow, you're saying I hate you, but as soon as you're filled, you're like, oh, this is love.
He stopped to face me and whispered back, I love you. Then he shoved me onto his desk. Oh. He got out of his chair. He ripped my jacket off and unbuttoned my button shirt. He started kissing a trail from my chest to my navel region.
Ooh.
Not the navel region. I lifted up my bottom half so he could pull my white pants off. He started kissing my inner thighs as he's made his way to my Okay, Alex's turn.
Hold on, wait, whoa!
What?
If you want an unbleeped version, go to our Patreon. You're already so Did our argument turn you on? No, you're the one who grabbed me into your lap. He chuckled as he started me. Putting extra attention into making me feel good.
Oh.
I could see his hand wander towards where he was and shuddered as he put a finger inside. Then he had 2 fingers inside, and then 3.
Huh?
I was arching my back and pulling his hair when I That was easy.
Yeah, my god.
Damn. He just did a little ding-a-ling-a-ling, and then she said, ah! He whispered, good girl. And I third time.
Wait,
Where was the second?
Yeah.
I was by the 4th time.
Jesus.
Begging, this has to be written by a man.
The pen name, Lovely Lady Sunflower, gives me the impression that this is a very gay man.
I was by the 4th time, begging him to put his inside of me. He started working on himself, up and down his unzipped pants. He was going, alright. He brought his mouth away and started to rise. He was on top of me now, his one hand planted into the desk behind me, and his other guiding his to my entrance.
I was whimpering at this point. Please, you're so I need you. He leant over me and looked down, only for my pretty girl.
Oh, there we go.
He lined himself and pushed in, and I nearly from just that. Fuck, you're so Jesus Christ, we should argue more often. That's how divorce happens.
Well, she's getting married to someone else,
Yeah.
so that's also how divorce will happen.
I clung to his back and worked my legs around him. Keep going. He started slow at first, slowly going in and out. Then he started panting and I started shifting my with his rhythm. He moaned out my name and kept and he started to go faster. Your name. Fuck. Fuck. I don't know how much longer I can last like this. It's okay, I'm almost there too. On her 5th? I scratched his back and started sucking his neck. I moaned out his name and he started hitting the spot in me. Erwin, right there. Don't stop doing that. I had my ankles hooked around his thighs and was leaning back against the desk. Don't tell Levi this. You're so much bigger.
What the fuck? Just break up with Levi.
Honestly.
It sounds like you fucking hate him.
Yeah.
I would never treat you like that, Levi.
I know this fic is hard for you.
I'm taking this personally.
Fuck, you shouldn't have told me that. He started going even faster and my back arched against the desk. You look so pretty naked against my desk. I don't think I'll ever get this image out of my head. Erwin, I'm gonna be honest, is it the writing or my reading?
It reminded me of, Love Your Song. Stop it.
Stop it, Ron. Oh. He grunted. Not so fast. He flipped me over so I was on my stomach and he put himself back in again. Fuck, you're even from this position. Alright, Alex's turn.
This is awesome. I moaned as he said. As he started against my his hips connecting with every I was going to if he kept finishing it. Wait, it gets worse. Are you about to Wait, no, actually this is how it would sound like. Are you about to Erwin asked through gritted teeth. He knew me too well. Maybe. I choked out that final word before heat spread all throughout my body and my legs shook as I wet his desk. Damn it. Sorry. Erwin looked down and himself again. That was the hottest thing I've ever seen. Can you do that again? When you put it in me like that, I can do it as many times as you want.
I'm so upset.
He started drilling me again. He said, "Eee!" Both his arms on either side of my head. I looked up at him and he kissed me. My feeling sore from how
I hate that word.
from how many times I've and his huge me out.
Keep in mind, they had sex right before this too.
Oh yeah.
So this might be her 10th time today.
Yeah, oh my god. Erwin whispered in my ear, "Say you love me again." I looked back up at the man I loved, and I complied. "I love you, Erwin," I whispered to his strained face. Fuck! He came inside me, and I with him, feeling the hot spread through my lower half.
For avid smut readers, we're cringing a lot.
Yeah.
Fanfiction smut is depraved.
Yes. Yeah. Our moans came out in unison as he grabbed my throat to roughly kiss me. "Don't ever lie to me again." "I won't need to. This is our last time anyways. After this, we're done." I straightened myself up again, not looking in Erwin's direction the entire time. I still felt his leaking out of me. "Goodbye, Erwin." I walked out his office without waiting for a reply or looking back. I have many issues with this fanfiction.
And I feel like all of them are just betraying Levi.
Well, that too. Also, why is she a machine?
Huh?
This has to be someone who has never been touched by a man before, ever. Which, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I also have never been touched by a man before, ever. What would we rate this one? -1.
Yeah, sure. I mean, okay, you know what? I had some laughs. I was hooked. I wanted to see how it ended.
That's fair. I wanted to see how it ended too. However, I am so upset by the fact that she's like, "This is the man I love. I love you. I've 8 billion times on his large fucking."
And she's known him for, like, I don't know how...
6 years!
That's how long they've known each other. I don't know when this affair started, but long enough for her to also date Levi and be engaged to him. This entire thing has been going on.
You know, I usually support women's rights and wrongs. This is one wrong that I cannot accept.
Sad but horny. Yeah, that's an apt tag for this.
This makes me angry. Not horny, not sad, angry! And this one was posted on my birthday. I'm glad I didn't read this. This would have made the day so much worse.
I miss the days when I had my innocence. On a scale from like 1 to 10, the last one, how dirty would you rate that?
I would rate that like a 7.
But this one's definitely gonna be a 10. So this is called Sweet Whispers of Temptations.
Awesome.
Eren Yeager is your semi-power bottom, begging you to let him with your permission as he gets a job and edged, calling you his master.
Annie! They're thinking that the older Eren
Like rumbling Eren.
is a power bottom? I can see it.
It's only 240 words. It's gonna feel like 1,000.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I can try. Eren exposes his candied desires. He slides his smooth, warm palms around your shoulders, locking you in his grasp with his fingers as he caresses your neck with such delicateness, while begging in an effort to get spoiled by every inch of you. "I'm sorry, master." He managed to hiccup, face drenched with lustful tears. "Please, ravage me till I recognize you're in control of every piece of me, belonging to you as my sole purpose."
Letting out a shudder of pleasure.
Oh yes, shudder. Not a shudder.
No. As he tries to breathe, His cheeks flushed of rosy crimson from the way your eyes gleamed down on him, letting him recognize he's to take you significantly if he desires to finish together with your permission. You release your hands, blockading his and slide your head down to his giving him a kiss on his allowing him to finally. Eren tilts his head backwards and manipulates the situation, now no longer letting you rest until he feels completely happy together along with your eternal love of punishments, leading to a sweet organism.
Holy run-on sentence, Batman! Also, organism!
How about another round, master? He said with a bratty smirk, as he flips over onto his knees and faces his head down looking at you as he uses his hands to offer you his spreading them widely as he tries to coax you into another night of rough passion till nor one has any strength to continue. Notes, this is my first ever fanfiction work, so please bear with me if I made any mistakes.
Yes, for 240 words. What would you rate this out of 1 to 10?
Oh!
It makes the Erwin fanfic not so bad.
I would disagree. I would disagree. This one was easier to read because it was so incoherent, and I was like, I'm just saying a bunch of different words. Sure, is in there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't actually comprehending it.
That's valid. As the listener,
Yeah.
I was having a rough time. I gave the last one 2 out of 10. I enjoyed this less, so I'd have to say 1 out of 10. I'm gonna change it slightly. I'm gonna say Erwin got 3 out of 10. This one's 2 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Alright, that's what I'll say.
Alright. This next one. Oh my god, the title.
This is a Levi/reader fic, which I added just for you.
Thank you.
Yes. The title is Say You Are My Baka. Summary. You were always a little quirky ever since you were young. That's why Levi Ackerman was so drawn to you.
You got it.
Yes, thank you. Over time, he grows more and more attracted to you. Finally, he does something about it.
Alright, hold on.
Yeah, refill.
Meet me in my office in 10 minutes. You turn around to find the origin of the voice, only to be met with the view of your captain's back slowly fading away. Uh-oh, looks like someone's in trouble, Connie said from beside you. Giving him a semi-harsh nudge on the elbow, you said, Shit, it's probably because I didn't clean hard enough. I've never been good at cleaning like you guys. I'm a little quirky. I'm a little quirky. Sorry, I can't help it. Connie nodded in agreement before turning to walk away towards the stables to tend to Jean, because of course Jean is stables. Here goes nothing, you muttered as you approached the door of Levi's office, knocking twice. You waited patiently for an answer before the door suddenly swung open, revealing the familiar face of the man you've been in love with for as long as you can remember. Come in, he says as he angled himself so that you could walk in properly. I said come in. Don't make me repeat myself. After being snapped out of your idle thoughts, you spoke up to apologize. Go, man. Which means I'm sorry in Japanese. As soon as you stepped into the room, the smell of tea and mint instantly invaded your senses. After hearing the door click, you turned around to face your captain. It was then when he suddenly turned the latch to lock the door.
Oh.
However nervous you were feeling earlier, this was nothing compared to that. Sit down, he said as he gestured to the seat just behind you. Taking his orders, you sat down in the chair, not wanting to further upset the man. Why are you acting like this? He asked in an unamused tone. Like what, sir? You rebutted with genuine curiosity. Cut the bullshit! I said stop! He replied in a harsher manner. You sat there, dumbfounded and scared that the man of your dreams was yelling at you. As soon as he read your face, his expression softened. With a heavy sigh, he started making his way towards you from his original spot at the door. Placing one hand on the arm of the chair, he leaned forward to stare into your eyes. Taking his other hand to lift your face up to meet his eyes. Do you really not know? He asked. No, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about, you replied in a low voice. It's just that whenever I see you and you act like a baka. As soon as those words left his mouth, he could not meet your eyes due to the embarrassment of having admitted this out loud. What? Really? I don't know what to say. I've always been quirky. But you said, you are a big baka. My baka, he states. Really? The thing Thank you, you replied, feeling a little overwhelmed, but happy nonetheless. Now be a good, silly little baka and sit on the desk, kitten. I'm gonna read this whole thing. Slowly, you started to stand up after he releases the grip on your face. After walking towards his desk and hopping on, he grabs your face again. Good. Now, what do kittens say to their baka owners? He asked with a devilish grin. Nya. You replied hesitantly. Again, he says. To that you reply with, Nya? I don't know what that means in Japanese, but I know it means something. Feeling satisfied, Levi pats you on the head and leans in close, whispering in your ear, Good girl, you're such a good baka for me. Before you could comprehend what he said, you were met with a sharp sting to your behind. Now time for your reward, Levi says, smirking. You're behind, but you're sitting on the desk.
Oh my god. It's an onomatopoeic expression that is often associated with the sound a cat makes. So it's the Japanese equivalent of saying meow.
Oh, okay. I rate that one a 4.5.
Oh, I would have given it a 6.
I rate this one a 10.
I didn't shave, cause it's my body, and I'm lazy.
Sometimes my leg hair blows in the wind because I let it sit for a little too long.
So it's Eren and the Beast. Summary. This is a dumb story where Eren is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Guess who Jean is?
That is so iconic.
Eren was a lovely young maiden slash boy slash man. in a small French town.
That is so funny.
He was the prettiest boy in town. So pretty that he was mistaken for a girl most of the time, to the point where his father would dress him up in frilly dresses. But then again, that was largely due to the fact that his father was a mad scientist who had lost control of his life.
Of course.
No. One day his father left, leaving his son a key to the basement.
I feel that.
His last words before leaving were, wait until I come back. Then we can open the basement. Together. Be a good boy until I get back. He ruffled his son's hair and then went on his merry way to a science conference far from home. You know how you go to science conferences?
Far from home.
Leaving his son Eren alone at home. His mother having been eaten by a freak giant called a Titan who had long since run extinct. As he wandered around the village admiring the scenery, he bumped into the biggest jerkwad in the village, Jean. Oh, hello, Eren. Ready to become my wife? Jean said, smiling cockily.
Nice.
Eren merely gritted his teeth in slight anger. Jean, I think I need to remind you one more time, I'm a male, and marrying a male is illegal in this town.
Wow, so the town is not an ally.
Not an ally. Jean's smile faded slightly, replaced by a look of thought. After a while, he responded, Doesn't matter. I'm the most loved person in the village. They'll think what I tell them to think. My love knows no Before he could finish his sentence, Eren kicked him in his sensitive area and walked away. Oh, how Eren wished his father would return.
Same. And several nights later, he got his wish, unlike me. Although not in the way he would have hoped. His father had returned home, bloody and beaten. Son, he said, his voice weak, avenge me! Head to the creepy castle! And with that, he fell silent and stopped breathing.
Oh, shit. To the absent fathers, I guess.
Ooh.
It's fine.
Eren, without a second's hesitation, ran out of his house wrapping a large red scarf around his neck, nice, and straight for the creepy castle. What, is Mikasa the beast?
Mikasa was listed as a character, so...
Interesting.
How?
Because he has the scarf. Maybe putting the scarf around her neck is what turns her human. Way away in the distance, atop a hill laced with dead trees. After a half a day, he finally reached his destination, the creepy castle on the hill. I wonder where he was going towards.
The creepy castle on the hill, Mike, I guess.
Practically smashing through the gates, he stormed up to the front door and started to pound it with his fists. Nice. Before he could pound it thrice, he found it creak open, allowing him to enter the castle. Not thinking twice about it, he rushed inside, screaming on the top of his lungs, "Where are you, person who injured my father?" He bellowed as he stood still, his voice ricocheting off the walls. Taking a few steps more forward, he tripped over and fell flat on his face. "Watch where you're going, shithead," he heard a small voice say. Lifting his head up, he turned and looked behind him, only to see a tiny clock looking rather angrily at him. "Maybe you shouldn't have been so small, then I would have seen you," Eren retorted, rolling over onto his back. Before he could sit up, he felt a sharp pain on his leg. The clock, as it turned out, was biting him. "Get off me, that hurts!"
I'm so glad I put this one last.
Yes, this redeems all of them.
Yes. So far, this is a 10 out of 10.
Eren cried out, frantically waving his leg. Before he could send the clock flying, he heard another voice, smooth and calm. "Levi, stop biting this poor girl's leg. You're scaring her." It was a talking candlestick. The clock, named Levi, let go of Eren's leg and brushed himself off. "The brat tripped over me, then called me short. What else was I supposed to do, Erwin?" I love that Erwin is the candlestick.
That means he gets to sing Be Our Guest later. Be a scout.
Be a scout. The candle shook its head. "Are you alright? Did Levi hurt you in any way?" In amazement, Eren shook his head, despite having felt pain from being bitten by the clock beforehand. The candlestick, Erwin, smiled in delight. "I am most glad that Levi did not harm you. Now, as a guest of the castle, I think it would be wise if you came into the parlor and rested for a while. You look tired." And so it was with great reluctance that Eren went to the parlor and settled.
Bless you.
Thank you. And then instantly fell asleep.
When he awoke, he was greeted with the sight of a great and hideous beast. The beast had a feminine figure. Oh, so does Mikasa.
Yeah.
And looked rather pretty, despite being hideous. She was ugly in her beauty, and beauty in her ugly. Ah!
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but what I'm beholding is icky!
"Who are you, and why do you rest in my parlor?" said the beast with a slightly feminine voice. Eren cleared his throat and then looked around. "Well, your candlestick said I should rest here, so I did. I was tired after..." Eren paused. "I was tired after coming here for revenge!" And with that, he leapt out of his chair and swung a punch at the beast, who dodged it easily. "You come into my home and try to kill me? What is this madness?" the beast said, looking genuinely hurt. "I do not wish to hurt you, yet you come in here with ill intentions, just like that fool of a scientist." Aw, man. Eren paused just as he was about to take another swing. That scientist was his father! He narrowed his eyes and a creepy grin stretched over his face. "I'll kill you! Kill all of you!" But before he could finish that sentence, he was lying crumpled on the floor, passed out, having been headbutted by Levi in his privates.
Nice.
When Eren finally came to, he found himself tied to a bed. Kinky!
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. He found himself tied to a bed, unable to do anything but lay there and thrash about. I added that. Turning to look beside him, he saw the beast sitting calmly beside the bed, reading a book. Struggling to get free, Eren watched as the beast slowly lowered her book and looked him dead in the eye. "Girl, whatever your name is, why do you wish to attack me?" she said, her voice rough and gravelly. Eren snarled. "Because you killed my father! I'm here to avenge him! Also, I'm a guy!" Mikasa raised her eyebrow. "Your father should have been perfectly alive and grateful, as he came into my home and tried to dissect me for a science project. I did not do the damage either, rather it was the clock." Eren's first thought was the small clock could do no such damage. But his second thought, maybe she was telling the truth. The beast continued. "I wouldn't hurt a fly, let alone a man who was unfortunately trying to kill me. I wouldn't be able to do that." Really, Mikasa? Like, best warrior of her time? Alright. Maybe in this fanfic she learns to kill. And that breaks the curse. Looking in slight amazement, he was stunned that the beast, so hideous, could look so sweet and innocent. The world was in black and white, and the monsters were the evil ones. Yet this monster was...
Eren lay silent for a while, trying to think of something to say. He was glad that his father should have technically been alive, and that he wasn't hurt so badly here as to have been killed. But it did raise another question as to who would have done that much damage to kill him. And it did beg another question. If you're a beast, why can't you kill? In this world, you have to fight to survive. If you don't, you'll be killed. The weak get killed off, and only the strong survive. You're a monster. So you should be strong. You should survive. As much as I'd hope you wouldn't. Damn, he doesn't even know her like that.
I know.
I think that you're ugly and you should die. Turning his gaze away from the beast, he let out a small huff, falling silent. Huff. Mikasa was surprised. And then she too fell silent. Mulling the question over, she thought about it. While she had no control over her current appearance, she did have the choice to be strong, to survive, and make it past the curse that had been laid upon her in her selfishness. Sighing, she got up and untied Eren from the bed. I suppose you are free to go, human. You may have taught me an important lesson. Now be gone, and let me be alone in my castle. Eren sat up, rubbing his wrists. So you'll let me go? Just like that? The beast nodded. And you'll be all alone? The beast nodded again. Pursing his lips together, Eren made a decision. I suppose, since I have nowhere else to go, I can stay here and keep you company. Teach you how to get around in the world. Teach you how to be strong. Which, wasn't he just saying that he wished she was fucking dead?
Yeah. This is a weird enemies to lovers kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's just what he did. He stayed for months, and eventually the two fell into a kind of accepting love, where they both loved each other, but said nothing to the other for fear of rejection.
Valid.
Yeah. But after many months, Eren decided he had to return to his home.
Why? He left his father's rotting corpse there.
And then Eren said, oh God, bye Dad who's dead.
No funeral, nothing.
But are we sure? He said that he wasn't breathing, but he didn't check his pulse. Imagine his dad just passed out and he's like, Eren, where have you been these past few months? I'm sorry, Mikasa. I must return home. I have to explain where I've been for the past few months. But I'll come back. I promise. Eren smiled and took off his large red scarf. That's like what happened in the show. Standing on tippy toes, to wrap it around Mikasa's neck. And with that, he left, leaving a sign of his love for her in her care.
You know how I'm imagining Mikasa to look?
How?
Like the hormone monstress?
Yes! Yes!
Just like her, but with short hair.
Yeah.
Holding the scarf close to her, she sniffed it, smelling his scent still lingering on it. It was then she realized what it meant. It was a silent, I love you. The promise to return to a friend, a person who she ached to be more, and who it turned out ached for the same thing. Running, she fled the castle in search of her Eren. Eren! As she ran, her midnight black fur slowly slipped off, revealing a beautiful young girl.
I called it! I fucking called it!
Love freed her. And as she reached the village, she was radiant. Eren! She screamed at the top of her lungs as she ran through the village, searching for the one she loved, and she found him, being harassed by some idiot with most of the village behind him. She narrowed her eyes, pissed. That boy was going to pay. Eren was sick of Jean harassing him. For the last time, I won't marry you, Jean! He said through gritted teeth. But Eren, the whole village is on board with it, so you have to. Not an entire village just being like, you two are cute, marry him.
You should!
Do it! Eren balled his fists up, ready to punch him in the face. But before he could, someone else beat him to it.
Nice.
Mikasa ran in, swinging her fists at the man, catching him square in the jaw. She growled at the man laying on the ground. No one can marry my Eren. She looked at Eren, who was very confused. And she, of course, got confused from that. She looked the same, right? Looking down at herself, she realized she was very wrong. Eren, it's me, Mikasa. I've come to save you. Eren looked at the beautiful girl who had just punched Jean. It was his Mikasa. He grinned, being very happy to see her. Mikasa, thank you. Let's go before the villagers get us. Mikasa looked at all the villagers' stunned faces, then nodded. Grabbing his hand, they started running away into the sunset, never to be heard from again. And in Eren's old home, Eren's father sat laughing in the basement, so very alive. and only having pulled a dick move to get his kid out of the house.
Oh, this was a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Aaron's dad is like, yeah.
Finally, bitch kid wouldn't move out. Look like a fucking whore. My son who wears dresses that I put him in.
Yeah.
So was Eren wearing dresses the entire couple months he was with Mikasa?
He's wearing the bell dress like in the
Yeah.
winter time. That was awesome, Annie.
I'm glad you enjoyed them. I can easily find more. There are so many fanfics.
Oh my god. Let us know if you want a part 2 to us reading fanfiction, especially AOT fanfiction, but I mean, we like many things.
Oh yeah.
Or every time we finish an anime, what if we read fanfiction about it?
Oh man, that'd be so funny.
Yeah.
We already did that with the comic.
Oh yeah, I think that's on Annie's.
Yeah.
That's on Annie's TikTok. We read a Eren and Mikasa fanfiction, but it was illustrated.
And so I had to use like stock photos to help me illustrate what we're looking at.
Check out Annie's TikTok. You'll understand.
Check it
what we're
out.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know if there's anything else you want to see from us.
And welcome to our channel, guys.
Yeah,
It's happening.
I know, we're finally here. Make sure you like and subscribe and click the bell down below. Comments also help with engagement. If anything, let us know if I should read anything to Annie in that style.
Oh God.
His love was dripping out of me.
You know what? If you're gonna force me to listen to more Bible stories, that's the voice you need to do.
Oh yeah, that's for people who are on our live. If you know, you know. Yeah, follow our Instagram, follow our TikToks.
We have a Reddit page as well.
We do have a Reddit, and I want to say thank you to all of our Patreon members who help support us.
Their names will probably be listed here.
Yeah, they'll be somewhere on here.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, now that that's over.
These fucking guys. Who watches a video of girls reading fan fiction?
Not me.